P2. It's the Cool Uzi here reviewing the Dazzne Showtime P2. It's obviously a waterproof sports camera that records in 1080p 30 frames per second, 960p in 30 frames per second, and in 720p it records up to 60 frames per second and as low as 15 frames per second. And the background you can see is nicely packaged in the box, so let's take a closer look. Out of the box you will see the camera is inside the waterproofing case with the lever on top that squeezes the back door watertight to keep it dry. With after further examination, the rubber seals perfectly tight. This was actually my unboxing, so whatever I was looking at is new to me. 2-inch LCD screen that will help you position the camera whenever you want to record right. It has a big battery compartment. In fact, it comes with an extra battery that could record up to 4 hours each. Of course, that depends on brightness of your LCD, how many times you turn it on and off, and what kind of settings you might be recording in. In the component section, it takes a mini USB cable. You could actually use USB microphone. You can plug this right to your TV with the HDMI, and there's your micro SD slot. And I will tell you more about the settings for the last 2 minutes and talk about a little bit of the mounts it has, how the connections work, if it works while charging, stuff like that, after some further testing of video quality in 1080p. So let's watch. First of all, let me point out that these cameras aren't meant for nighttime recording. They're meant to be outside outdoor activities and good lighting situations, but I wasn't unsatisfied with the nighttime results. Other than pressing record while I'm at my desk, this is the first time I took it out with home lighting that aren't the best. Our hallway is yellow and the lights that we use aren't soft. Depending on lighting in different areas of the house, you'll get different colors, different quality. Like here in the kitchen we got white bright lights, so you can see the different coloration in the video. Again, here we have night shots. It's actually really foggy out and you can still see, but if you want to record at nighttime, you might as well look for different kind of cameras because these aren't them. Inside the bowling alley is not too bright, but it's bright enough to get good detail. And by the way, if you're ever around me, I'm gonna prank you. For now, enjoy the video as I speak about what I could do with these cameras. Is that set them anywhere you would like. They're small enough, set them places, or make videos like what I'm doing right now. I'm giving you examples. It's just a way of maybe people thinking, what can you use it for? How can you set it up, or what kind of angles can you get out of it? And people aren't really big fans of the fisheye, but the important part about fisheye is that it gives it a wide angle and it doesn't always look all bubbly, but when you get up close to something, you could almost touch someone's nose with the lens and it'll still look around their head. Go Portland Trail Blazers! From the moment I recorded at the house all the way to this point, I took it out of the waterproof casing, and you'll notice that the sound is amplified because obviously when the microphones are inside of it, it's muffled until it's out of the case. Because I'm so cheap I didn't want to pay for it. I normally would have made that so one of the workers behind me saw me do it, but didn't say anything because I'm a boss. So I'm leaving this part of the video in so you can see the colors, the lighting of the ISO, how it sounds while I'm holding it without its case. And I'm not a specialist in quality, but I'm impressed with the outcome. They're using lots of great sensors on these sport cameras.
New graphics, new girls.
Oh yes, deal girls. And then lucky me, my first time dunking it in water. And this little clown sprayer, really dirty in there, a lot of junk that people throw in there, but at least there's water that I got to dunk it my first time. And then I come checking at it and doesn't even get foggy. I probably left it in there for like 2 minutes and nothing happened to it. Can you see that it was kind of like watery? You do have to like kind of clean the lens off a little bit once in a while. Another awesome dunk by the Blazers. And then check this shot out. I shoot with a curve almost on the edge, and then it knocks them all down. Replay it right now so you can see. The way I throw it requires me to step back all the way, so that's why you see me this far. And then you can hear my buddy say, "Damn, really?" Of course, come on now. And my Blazers win. And then I thought of a good idea drinking water with the water splashing on the camera, which looked pretty cool. And the way I dry it off is by saying the power of Christ compels you. As much as I shake the camera, it still retains its image pretty well. We have our fun, it's time to leave, and we're outside and it's still foggy, you see it's dark, and I don't know how it's going to look once it's produced, but it looks pretty good to me. And I have to tell you again, the nighttime is not for these cameras. But if you like what you see so far, what it records with this Dazzne camera, then I guess so be it. But more light is always the best way to go. Now here's the next day where I'm gonna mount it, figure out exactly how I'm gonna stick with the little sticky pads that come with. I was skeptical about like how is that really gonna stick on. I was worried for nothing. This stuff is strong. I even pull on it some to see if it's gonna fall off, and trust me, it's not going to. In this kind of scenario where it's nice and sunny out, this is where the camera's best performance is gonna shine. I mean, it's not fully brightness out here like a summertime. Now that I'm on the way, you notice that the mounts that they have, they rotate, and because they rotate, they have a flex on the base, and that flex causes the stand to shake around because it's not completely sturdy on just one solid base. It has two parts, so that's why it shakes around. And there'll be other accessories that you can get if you don't want the rotating ones. It feels a lot better, and I'll show you here in a little bit when I'm mounting on my head. Still shakes around, but you get the idea of like what kind of angles you can get out of this. It's wide and it's clear. Even though it's shaky, you can't really define the whole quality of it because it's really shaky. It's not necessarily the camera is that shaky, it's because of the road condition, the mount that's causing the shocks of the riding to wiggle around because of the rotating thing. So if it wasn't a car, it would be a lot smoother. If it was on your helmet, which I'm going to be putting it on here, you will see that it's a lot smoother as well. I was meaning to put it on my right side and I put it on the left side, so I knew I had to remove it, and look how strong it is. It's still strong. You really have to pry it off. Here we have what it looks like on my head. My mom lives like 2 minutes away from me, so I make this a worthy trip. I check the mail, I go to park, I walk into the house, and then I see my mom wearing some weird little kids. Like, I don't get it. Come on, Mexican people sometimes are really weird. She soon realizes I'm recording. She's like, "You're recording, why are you doing this to me?" Half an hour later, just to keep her happy, that I come see her at least once or twice a week, because she complains all the time I don't see her for how close we are. But on the positive side, she's gotten real laid back on me riding my motorcycle, so that's good. So anyways, that's the helmet view cam, and I still remember to have the front cam mount on, and so what I do is, you know, try to pry it off, and once again it's really on there, and it hurt, but I got it, and I wanted to reposition it to my tank so you can see it from like my stomach view or chest view, just to get different kind of angles, what it looks like in certain different positions that you might want to get into, and maybe for protection in case, God forbid, anyone crashes. And then I head home and I mount it on the back where the brake light is. There's like a little bumper there, and it's actually more flimsy there. It already shakes without anything there, so it double shook. You know, just another view where you could put it at if you have a better prop or better solid position. And we're about getting close to the end of the test footage here. I unscrew it off, and I have a pole that you can attach it to. How much smoother, and the colors, and the sky, the grass, my shirt, my vest. I mean, you can just see the detail come out really good when it's off the motorcycle because it's not as shaky. As I was riding, I saw a puddle out there, and I was like, oh, I gotta dump it in there. I wanted to throw it in there, like I want to tie a string to it and then throw it into the water someday and then pull it out, but I'm afraid that if I throw it in, it gets caught on a branch and I can't pull it back out. Then it's stuck under there recording until it dies. Years from now, someone's going to discover it and then see what I posted on there. And I wasn't meaning to get stuck in a puddle like I couldn't get it. I was talking about like throwing it in a lake or a river. And as I was walking back, I had these old couples ask me what I was doing, what it was, how it works, just a whole bunch of questions. And I explained a few things there.
You can buy it on Amazon and eBay.
Tell them where to find it, what are great uses for it, you know, just a little conversation there. And that's pretty much where it just goes.
And then you got it.
And how big of a memory does it have?
Oh, you put an SD card in here. Yeah, and it has an LCD in the back, so you can see what you're doing. Gigabytes.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
All right, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
And that concludes this whole entire test footage samples. But I am almost done here. I just gotta get through the connections, the mount. So I'll start off with the settings and the video parameters. Left side is to move, and the right top button is to select. And I don't know what any of this means, but I left it where it's at. Capture parameters, 12 megapixels all the way down to 3 megapixels when you take pictures. If you want to, I don't need it for that. But burst parameters, the timer parameters, 2 to 10 seconds, so you can take selfies. And then you got your image rotations, metering for lighting. I leave it on auto. And then you get movie captures. I'm not entirely sure what they are, but I think they are the frames per second. And then you got the loop recording. What this does, it splits your video files. Imagine you trying to get something off of a 20-minute video. It's too long, so I keep it on 3-minute long files, but it still continues recording if I was recording for 40 minutes. It just splits the file videos. It has a quality section where I turn it on. I never tested it off. You got the white balance fixtures right here if you want to adjust it. You got your TV setting there for Force TV on or or off. I have it on off and it still works to the TV. I'm not sure what it exactly means. I don't really need to test all that stuff. In the EV section, if it's too dark, you can amp it up. If it's too bright, you can lower it down. And then you got the LCD brightness adjustments. And here's the date stamp, which means you can turn off bottom right corner the date and time. And that's pretty much it in the area. If you go back all the way to the boot recording, when you first want to start the camera, it'll start recording right away. And then you got the screensavers, TV settings, lamp settings that you can adjust there. The beep sound, if you don't want to hear it anymore, you can turn it off or lower the volume. Auto power off so it doesn't stay on and it turns off a certain time. Then you can adjust the date there. And in order to go back, you have to long hold on the right top button and it'll bring you back to the main menu so you can start selecting some more stuff from there. And of course, you have a few languages to change. And I believe the OSD is to turn on and off the actual LCD display. In case you want to save the extra juice by not looking at anything through the display, the latest version, which is the newest on January 15th, mine didn't come with the latest update. I went on and downloaded it, and all I did is install it into my SD card, automatically detected it and installed it by itself. Hold down the left button to power it off. There's a microphone on the top and the bottom. I don't think there's volume on here when you play back videos. To record, just press once on the right side. If you notice on the bottom right, I took off the timestamp, so it's no longer there. So from here on, when I start recording, it won't have a timestamp or a date on it. I just left it on for the review sample of this video. But now let's jump into some accessories here, which we already know comes with a water case and a little props and mounts that you attach and screw in. And it's really easy to unscrew and attach, and keep in mind that also these will combine with GoPro accessories. Here in the box, we get two of each bases. One is flat and one of them is a little curved. You get a couple of these little arms to slide in so you can have a stand for when you're ever going to hook up the water case mount. If it works while charging, it does. It'll keep recording as long as you ever have memory while charging. Since it has an HDMI port, you can use an external display if you probably like I'm using my TV to record. And honestly, when I played it back on my TV, comparing to what I see when I edit my video on here with the footage I recorded, it looked way clearer and better on my TV. So definitely give it a try looking at what you play back. And that is my time. I hope you guys liked it. Go check it out. Let me know what you guys think. Later.
A Cool Loser production.
What do you see when you're looking at me? Would you believe I'm not what it seems to be? You don't know, but you sure will though.
Dazzne,
I come
showtime.
in peace.